We ready? We just finished lunch. My stomach is growling. Like it's growling. Okay, so we're going to start. This is the quadratic parent function. This is a review. So it's the quadratic parent function. So the vertex is at 0, 0. Which makes the axis of symmetry x equals 0. And the a value is the number in front of the x squared, so the a here is 1. And if it's positive, it's a minimum, and this is at y equals 0. And that makes my x-intercept 0 and my y-intercept 0. They're all the same. So that's when we drew the little t-chart. And we graphed our function. And how do I know it's a function? What does it pass? The vertical line test. Very good. It passes the vertical line test, and also the x's don't repeat, correct? If the x's don't repeat, it's also a function. So this is the parent function that we're going to use to do all of these. So number 2 is an example of vertex form. Number 2 is an example of vertex form. So clearly from vertex form I can get the vertex. I'm going to get your phone too if you do not put it away. So what is the vertex, Mr. I'm on my phone? Almost. No, don't go that way. Let's not do that. But x's lie, so the x is, and then the y tells the truth. Very good. Which makes my axis of symmetry -5. And we said the a value here is the number in front of the x squared, and it's 1. So this is a minimum at y equals -4. And I have to solve for the x-intercepts. So I'm going to put 0 equals x plus 5 squared minus 4. I'm going to move the 4 to the other side. And how do I get rid of the squared? Square root it. So when I take the square root of 4, I get the plus or minus 2. And I'm going to subtract the 5 to the other side. And I'm going to put it in front. So that gives me 2 x's, -5 plus 2, which is -3, and -5 minus 2, which is -7. So that gives me -3 and -7. And how do I find my y-intercept? All of you stop yawning. So if I'm going to make my x 0, five squared gives me 25 minus 4 is 21. Knock it off. Okay, all of you yawn. Let's all get it out of our system right now. Everybody yawn away. Okay. So, I know there's a typo here because what did I tell you A was equal to? So it can't be -2. So that's a typo. But in root form, if my root is -3, what do I know about my x's in the equation? They have to lie after we kill. Be no problem. So when I go ahead and I graph this now, we said that the vertex is -5, -4. Are you taking notes or you're just messing around? I'm going to punch you. All right. What are the x-intercepts? Thank you. We'd like to finish today. So there's the quadratic. I understand why. Okay, let's go on to number 4. This is root form. So from root form, I have to use this formula to find the vertex. So what is my first root? -3, and my second root is 1. So I'm going to get -3 plus 1 over 2, which is -2 divided by 2 is -1. Once we get the -1, how do I get the y? Once I get the -1, how do I find the y now? I just plug it back in. So I get 2 times -2, which gives me -4. That makes my axis of symmetry -1. My A value is 1, which makes this a minimum at y equals -4. So if my vertex is -1, -4, my x-intercepts are 1 and -3. How do I find the y-intercept? What do I let equal 0, x or y? X. So I'm going to get y equals 3 times -1, which is -3. Now my vertex form is x minus h squared plus k. And we already said the vertex is -1, -4, which is my h and my k. And what did I say the a was? 1. So I can just fill this in now. So I get 1 times x plus 1 minus 4. And we already filled in the squared for you. So what are the actual transformations? Which way did I move the x? Did I move to the right or the left? Left, 1. and the y is 4 down. So you get your transformations from the vertex form. Aren't we having fun? Look at that, vertex form, root form. What more could you want on your first day back? No, no, no. Back page. Standard form. Standard form. So for standard form, we're going to use this. So I'm going to get x is minus a minus 12, which is a positive 12 over 2 times 1 is 2, so my x is 6. I'm going to take my 6 and plug it back in to get the y. Which is going to give me 36 minus 72 plus 32 is negative 4. So I have 6 and negative 4, so I'm going to plot that. So my axis of symmetry is 6. What's the a value here? 1, so it's a minimum at y equals negative 4. To find the x-intercepts, I'm going to have to factor. So I'm going to do my little t-chart, which is going to give me 32 and negative 12. So I have negative 8 and negative 4. So when I factor, I have x minus 8 times x minus 4. So what does x equal? 8 and 4. And the y-intercept, if I put 0 in, I get 32. So here's my cute little quadratic. So this is a x minus h squared plus k. And we said the vertex was 6 and negative 4. So that's my h and that's my k. And what was a equal to? 1. So when I fill this in, I'm going to get x minus 6 squared minus 4. So which way does this vertex get transformed? 6 which way, right or left? Right. And 4 down. So let me ask a question real quick on number 8. What's your a value? Negative. What's in front of the x squared? Negative 2. So is this a minimum or a maximum? This is a maximum because it's negative. And to do the x-intercepts, if I divide this by negative 2, I get this. So when I draw my little chart, I have 21 and negative 10.